What's up, guys? Cameron here. I just got done going for a run here in sunny Las Vegas, where I'm from. This is where I teach out of. I used to do a lot of performing, cover bands out here with some of the best cover bands here in Las Vegas. There are a lot of different songs, a lot of different, 80s type stuff, whatever it was. I met a ton of great vocalists that gave me a lot of different advice on how to do it, how to make some money doing it. And I just got so sick of doing it. It's just the same songs over and over again, and you get so bored with that after a while. I mean, it can be fun. It can be a lot of fun. But I just decided I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to start producing bands. I wanted to start basically taking a lot of bands and turning them into the rock stars that I wanted to be when I was a kid. I'm not saying that I didn't make it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that I'm at a point in my life where I really don't want to make it. A lot of guys ask me, why are you out there singing with your own band? It's because it's so damn hard, man. I just don't want to do it. I don't have the drive to do it anymore. I've been in bands and done stuff like that. Never really was in a big band or anything, but um, I've done a lot of performing. I've done a lot of things. And one of the things that I always think is funny is that there's so many vocal coaches online on YouTube that try to kind of teach you how to hit these high notes, and they'll start going through these little, these little exercises. And I'm just like, why are you teaching an exercise? When you don't need that to actually hit the note, you just hit the note, man. You just do it. And that's the biggest thing that people don't get. It's like when somebody asks you, like, or you say, hey, I'm a singer. And someone's like, oh, okay. Um, you're like, well, can you sing something for me? And you're like, well, I'm not going to sing in front of you. Like, I only sing for myself in my shower. And like when I'm in the car, like, if somebody's not listening, that's when I sing. But if somebody's listening, oh, I can't sing. It's just such a joke. It's such a joke. Such a joke. And this is actually the core problem, the biggest problem that most people that I meet that, are vocal coaches out there actually have. Most of them are very, very insecure about their voice. And what actually causes the insecurity is it's kind of like a feedback effect. And everybody knows lead singer syndromes, where people that are just great singers and they're just arrogant people. And she's like, I'm the dictator of the band. I'm better than you. Without me, there's not going to be a band. Everybody knows these guys. Maybe Axel, is probably a prime example. I don't want to name any other names. But what it really is, guys, is it's just simply having confidence in your voice and having confidence in you and just believing in yourself. And this is really the biggest thing with singing, where if somebody asks you, hey, can you sing me something? And it really comes down to your entire mentality as a person. Somebody asks you to sing something, and you're not one of those people that's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll sing something. You just start singing. Whatever it is that even if it's not a full song, it's just a little phrase or whatever it is, or you just do some, a high scream or whatever, whatever, some metal, death metal, whatever it is you do, okay? And you don't do it, it's like, yeah, of course, I'll sing something for you, cool. I'd love to sing something for you, because I've got a great voice. My voice is amazing. I'm great. I'm the shit, yeah. Bitches, man, bitches love me, Everybody wonders why the singer is the guy that gets all the girls. Like, trust me, okay? You don't even want to know my stories. But man, I'm like blushing at this thing a little bit. But yeah, it's pretty awesome what's happened because of what I know about psychology and what I know about the mind and how important it is to be confident in yourself and in your voice. And this is the prime reason. Let me just explain it to you. So, singing, the best place to have your voice is in the most natural position that you can possibly have it, okay? So what that means is it's your speaking voice. That's the most natural position. And so if you're not confident in your voice, well, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to start to modify it a little bit, okay? And then you're going to be like, well, how do I sound, And ask somebody, like, well, that doesn't sound good. It's like, okay, doing my best. I want to be a singer. I'm not going to get it just, instantaneously. It's going to take some serious work, And so you go to your computer and you pull out your, recording software and you record yourself with the best microphone that you've got. And like, this microphone sounds like crap. This editing software isn't good, and I don't want to have to use Melodyne or whatever, because obviously I'm a good singer. This just isn't picking it up. and then you start singing, you're like, well, maybe it is me. Maybe it's not that good, and you start trying to modify more things. Well, my voice, I kind of want to have that deeper tone in it. It's got to be a little bit heavier. And you start singing with the heavier tone, and then you start singing more chesty. And, all these different things just keep spiraling out of control to where you sound like shit, quite frankly. And it's all because you didn't believe in yourself, that you just simply had it in you. And it's just you. Just be you. And you'll be able to sing the way you want to. You want to bring it as natural as you possibly can. Now, the techniques that I've got, that I teach, obviously is going to modify the voice a little bit. But that's there for a reason, because, the voice has to do things as you're deviating from the speaking voice. It has to do things. You're going to have to do things to generate the sound, to generate volume, to get the power of the voice, to big things like, bring the voice to the back of the head, getting the air up into the nasal cavity, and getting the spin, getting the tongue out of the way, keeping the jaw. The jaw is a big thing that, I've noticed that I don't have a problem with, but it's, a lot of singers do. They jet the jaw forward, and when you jet it forward, you can't get to the back of the head because you can't get the airflow up into the nasal cavity, which is going to give you sympathetic resonance on the vocal cords. Okay, it's like science and shit, But where does that all happen the easiest? In the speaking voice, when you don't try. When you simply don't try. It's like, hey, you're not supporting your voice right. What are you doing? Just from the navel to the groin. Push out there. That's it. Okay? Cool. And you're like, well, maybe you gotta put more into it. Maybe you gotta do something else and put some extra into it. And it's like, no. Just from the navel to the groin. You just push that out like you're trying to look fat. Okay? And as you go up, it's going to go out even further. You're going to push harder with that groin area, with that muscles between there, okay? And you're going to reverse the air column, and you're going to put a little bit of a ha, 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 ha. You start to get the upper register. But ha, there it is. I'm getting some pretty bad acid reflux right now, and I can still resonate the note. And people are like, well, I thought acid reflux will burn your cords to the point where you can't sing anymore. And I'm like, yeah, sure it will. Not for me. I'm that exception, I guess. But, I've got a lot of things that make it difficult for me to sing. I got some problems with my jaw. I've got acid reflux. I've got all sorts of things that are wrong with me with that type of stuff that makes it difficult to sing. My teeth don't come together. It's as hard as I can go. Yeah. I get a little bit of a lisp and upper register notes sometimes, and I'm just like, that sounds cool, man. That's the way it's supposed to sound, The Rev had a lisp, I love Avenged Sevenfold. Great band, great singer. M Shadows, I'm just gonna list some vocalists for you guys to check out as far as great technique goes. M Shadows is by far number one. Okay, M Shadows, as far as modern vocalists in the metal community go and singing, he's the best. There isn't anybody that even touches him, especially on City of Evil. If you can just simply get that sound, you can pretty much do anything. Okay? Now, you guys might be like, well, he doesn't sound that good in that. I'm like, well, that's your opinion, dude. It's like your opinion, As far as his technique goes and being able to physically hit notes that are really, really difficult to do, he's taken it about as far as you possibly can on that album. And he's actually the reason, and I could tell right away just from having a good ear. I could tell right away. I'm like, well, this guy, blew out his voice so bad that it was bleeding, and went over to a guy by the name of Ron Anderson and learned how to sing from that guy. Now, I've actually been more self-taught as a vocalist than anything, and just kind of learned along the way. But most of these best vocalists, these great vocalists that I meet out here in the Las Vegas area, took a lot of lessons from Ron Anderson or somebody who studied with Ron. And so, I've taken a couple of lessons from Ron, and I kind of feel like, I definitely got the overlying picture and what was going on with the voice. And, it's there's a lot of stuff that I do myself that that's different from Ron because I'm trying to sing more in a metal upper register type thing. But it's like, if you get a guru, some guy that's just this magician with the voice, like Ron is, for the most part, especially when you just start out, everything that he says is factual. It doesn't matter if somebody gets the science wrong. Ron's pretty accurate. He knows what he's talking about. He really does. But you just follow everything that they say, word for word. That's it. You don't try and be like, well, I wonder if that's right. No. Every single thing that that person says is correct. Okay? Until you're able to do it. Okay? And if you're not able to do it, then he's not giving you the right information. Okay? And you're going to figure that out really, really fast. You've got to ask those questions. But somebody that can do it, okay? Maybe he's telling you the wrong way for you to understand, but he can still understand what it is that he's doing, okay? And sometimes there's great singers out there that aren't great instructors, that aren't great teachers. It does happen, but I think like I said before, man, just, don't let that feedback loop happen with your voice. You gotta really, really believe in yourself, and the more you believe in yourself, the better your voice is gonna be. And then I think that I like what Chris Cornell said. I saw him in an interview on YouTube. He's talking about how, I think it was like Sammy Hagar or somebody, and he says something like, you want to feel like you were made to be up on the stage, but that you're no better than anybody in the crowd. And I think it's the same way as like you were made to be in this band, but you're no better than anybody else in the band. You don't want to start getting an ego. That's just going to cause problems. But you got to feel like, this is it. That's what I do. This is my thing. And your voice will be able to carry. Your voice will be able to do it. Anyways, pretty long video, pretty long lecture here. If you guys have any questions or if you want to take a lesson from me, go ahead and message me. And one second here. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and message me. And then also, there's a lot of different things that I do. I want to produce bands. That's, like I said before, that's my goal. I want to basically get bands, I don't really care about bands getting signed. That's the biggest thing. I want you guys to be doing it yourself for the most part. Record companies aren't giving you guys enough money to survive anymore. They're just not. They're giving it to the pop singers and the other genres. And what I think a lot of you guys should be getting into is MLM, network marketing. And some of you guys might be like, oh, that's that pyramid scheme shit. It's not. It's not. I know tons of people that have gotten so much money from that stuff. People, like there's this thing called Thrive, which I do right now, which some of my buddies have gotten to 200K, which means they're making about $200,000 a year, and it just grows. They don't really have to do anything. So that took them about, obviously they know how to sell, they know how to do it, but if you're driven enough, trust me, you can do it. But it took one of them about a year, it took another one of them 6 months, and she's at 3 million. Some of these people that really know it, she's incredible at selling, incredible at sales. And so, I think that it's really, really important to be able to do it yourself in this day and age. And I think that network marketing, it doesn't have to be Thrive. There's other ones that are for internet marketing, which I think is, I forget the name of the one. I wish I had it with me. Let me see, maybe I do have it with me. But there's ones for net. I'll find it later. But there is an MLM. And for those of you who don't know what MLM is, it's network marketing, direct sales, and direct marketing. And basically what you have is like one person at the top, and then that person gets some people underneath him, and then they keep getting people underneath him, and they keep getting more and more and more and more, and basically bring all the money to the person at the top as well as the people as it trickles down. And usually it goes down like 8 levels for most of these things, and then once you get to 8 levels, then you just keep bringing in new people and just doing the same thing. You just keep duplicating, going down. And this is how, a lot of people become millionaires, and you get that extra money, and it's like, hey, how much do you actually need to live off of? It's like, you can get the tour bus that you need. If you want to stay in a hotel one night, you can do that. You can get the nutrition that you need to be able to sing. You can get the gear that you need. You can get your own recording studio in your house. You can get, how many extra things can you do, with the MLM? And you don't need the record companies anymore. You pay people. It's like you can pay the publishing company now. You can pay whoever you want to make the CDs and whoever you want to record for you, and you can pay the producers. You can do it all out of cash, all out of your own pocket. You're like 4 or 5 members in a band all doing it, out there also working your social skills and talking with people. Which social skills, by the way, music is communication. Okay, the better that you are at communicating, the better that you are at speaking to people, and basically, and also being able to interpret people and read people and understand them. Um, the better you're going to be, up here. First of all, socializing. A lot of these guys I meet, you know, they're great musicians. A lot of guitar players. A lot of times, actually, um, they're great musicians. They're great players, but they're just so socially awkward. And you talk to them, and it's like their mind is just scattered. They're just not here. They're so afraid to just be open with people. You can't do that as a singer. You have to be the most social person. You have to be the most open person, and you have to be a man. You have to be somebody that's going to take charge of the situation. It's like, I want this, and you have to be obsessed. It's like Conor McGregor. This guy's nuts. By the way, I met him down here in Las Vegas. I was trying to make some extra money one night, and Saturday the strip was just packed. And I'm like, I'm going to go promote some strip clubs, which is a pretty common job. You can just go out there and do it if you need some extra money. And I just lost my job at Light Night Club. I'm wearing the hat because it's a great club. I love the club. I like going clubbing. It's fun. Not so much good for my ears, but he's walking down the strip, on the sidewalk there, and I'm just like, it's like, Conor, that's not it. This is like, hey man, you want to check out a strip club tonight? Free limo, free cover, and he's like, yeah, I can fuck any bitch I want. And he walks off, and I'm like, oh shit, that was him. And he's so ripped, it's like, but there's somebody that you can learn something from, though. It's like, I can fuck any bitch I want. That's what he said to me. It's kind of ridiculous to me. It's like, wow, this guy, he'd probably fight any fucker that fucks with it. Whatever. It's like, he doesn't give a shit. He does not care what people think of him. Okay? He doesn't care that he's an asshole. He doesn't care that maybe he's going to offend somebody. Like, watch him in these interviews, man. And like that energy, it's there. There's nothing in his brain, in any aspect of his brain, that is holding back. Okay, so when you think about it, even like playing soccer or anything, or like the sports psychologist, like the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. So the way that you are in a personality, with your personality, is probably the way that you like to sing. It's very, very similar. It's like, for me, it's like, balls to the walls, man. I want to sing as hard and as loud as I possibly can. I don't care if my voice blows up, I've blown up my voice before. Plenty of times, usually from very bad technique, okay? I haven't had it happen in the last, 5 years, but, plenty of times when I first started singing, trying to sing, Staley and whoever, some of these 90s singers, from Portland, Oregon originally. Pick it up, P-Town, great vocalist that came out of the Northwest in Seattle, and the Seattle area in particular. But, like I said before, don't allow that negative feedback loop to ruin your singing. Okay? Anyways, I'm out of here. I've been rambling on for 20 minutes. If you guys want to take a lesson, go ahead and message me, hit me up, and then we will set that up. We'll get a lesson going for you guys. Cool. Take it easy.